Hello YouTube! My name is Anselm and this is my brand new channel Anselm Restoration. This channel is about restoring, repairing and fixing things and stuff. And of course I am very excited to hear from you guys what you would like to see on this channel. So leave comments down below and I read them and I might get some inspiration from there and maybe I'm bringing those ideas to life. I'm very excited about this channel and maybe the future community which might grow around this channel, and of course our very first project. The project is Tunturi Maxi, the iconic Finnish moped from 1974, or as we Finns know it, Pappatunturi. The word pappa comes from or means grandfather or older man. I don't know where the name comes from, but everyone in Finland knows what Pappatunturi is, even it's starting to be an older vehicle. We are talking about a real classic here because it was produced from 1959 to 1987, so it wasn't even produced in whole my life. So about my project, the Tunturi Maxi 1974, it has PAC 50cc engine. That means it's basically PAC moped, but it has Finnish design. And you know what is very cool? Before even I started this project, I asked from Tunturi themselves to permission to use their advertisement videos from the 70s. And they gave me permission to use those videos on this channel. Those were the days, right? 70s. Or those might say who actually lived in the 70s, because I wasn't even born then. But let's start this project from watching that advertisement.
Ei voi olla mikään sen helpompaa, kuin tunturi mopedilla ohjustaa. Paikka se vaihtuupi hetkessä vaan, aikataulun mä itse aina valita saan. Ei voi olla mikään sen hauskempaa, kuin tunturi mopedilla ohjustaa.
Let me introduce you the star of the show. This 47-year-old gentleman has gained dust and dirt over 20 years and now it has given a chance to shine again. It was in pretty rough shape, but the frame was actually in excellent condition, only the color wasn't right. The moped was painted in black around 20 years ago, which of course isn't the original color of it. Some minor parts were rusty, broken, bent or missing, but that's okay, all parts were repairable or replaceable. Where this old rascal is relatively good condition, its engine also runs beautifully. First I gave it some good wash, which I don't have footage of because at that point I didn't know I am going to do this kind of series of restoration. After washing the moped, it was time to take it to pieces. Unfortunately, for some reason the camera stopped the filming and I lost the end of the strip down. It hit me below the belt, but it is what it is. I've learned that interesting stuff might happen when you're working with technical equipment. After disassembly, all small rusty parts were floated in vinegar. The vinegar is very acidic substance, so it removes rust very well. You could also use real rust removers, but I think vinegar will do the job just fine as more expensive products would. My goal in restoring this moped is museum quality end result, and for that reason the large metal plates welded to the stand had to be removed in order for the original appearance to be realized. Here are all the parts for soda blowing. Larger parts such as the frame and fenders are left to be sanded by hand because they don't fit in the blower cabinet. I chose soda instead of sand because I thought soda will be definitely more gentle on the parts. The only downside is that soda doesn't remove rust as well as sand, but I chose a safer approach. Soda did pretty good job on the parts, but some section of the old paint and rust didn't come off. So that means I'd have to roll my sleeves and get to the sanding. After 48 hours of vinegar bath, it was time to get parts of this very yummy looking vinegar and rust cocktail. Rust came out very easily when I showed some wipe brushing to the parts. New end pieces have now been welded to the standing leg, and I shaped those welds using a file. I don't have welding machine at my shop, so I had to take the standing lathe to be welded in elsewhere, and that's why I don't have footage of the welding process. And that's where the endless adventure of grinding began. At this point, I was still naively unaware of the amount of sandpaper and abrasives I'd use in the coming weeks. And based on all the muscle pain in my hands, I suspect the muscle size of my arms certainly doubled during those grinding cycles. I learned that bodywork is no joke, it's raw work. I still liked every moment of it, and as grinding the parts I got to be in my own thoughts and it was very calming. I definitely love it. When you get to see the results of your work, you just want to continue harder. I think the frame is the most fascinating part of the whole restoration project. The frame is complex in shape and it sets bar high for sanding, putting and painting. Due to the complexity of the frame, I chose paint remover instead of sanding. The paint remover worked very well and the paint came off like chipped from a woodblock. I would like to raise a safety issue. You may notice that I didn't use a respirator when applying the paint remover. You should definitely wear a respirator when dealing with such strong substances. The gases are toxic and should not be intentionally absorbed. I didn't wear a respirator and I regret it. Be wiser than me and protect yourself. After complete cleaning of the frame, it is time to level the distortions and cavities in the body. I've done leveling work on a variety of projects before, but I didn't do it on such large scale as in this project. The pressure was slightly increased by the knowledge that priming work is the most important part of the frame and painting works. Well, however, I think it went pretty smoothly. The 1974 model was the first Tunturi Maxi model to have a plastic rear fender. Before that year the rear fender was made of metal. As the rear fender changed, so did the attachment of the luggage rack. That is one of the problems associated with the building of the moped later on. I would have another better condition Lucky Strike, but it's an older model so I can't use it. The current Lucky Strike attached to the moped is warped and has been welded so badly that I don't want to use it either. I doubt it means adding a new rack to the budget. The moped was missing almost all the plastic covers or they were broken. Here are the brand new plastic parts for painting. Before real priming, I pre-primed those plastic parts with 1K plastic adhesion promoter so the primer would stick in better. I used an acid primer for priming, regardless or whether it was a plastic or a metal part. The primer was very high quality and it spread easily. And actually I think I found the future primer from the other projects also, that good stuff it was. Here are all the primed parts, and as you can certainly notice, there is a need for a leveling work already. The fuel tank and the fenders in particular was in the need of a gentle care. And what else leveling job means other than sanding? Oh yes, here we sand again, boys and girls. After second layer of primer and putty, the fuel tank still needed more. A bit needy, don't you think? But of course I couldn't say no to this lovely gentleman. So here we are going again. After several tens of hours I thought that's it, I need some machinery here. And here it goes, all mechanically. Isn't it so wonderful to have equipment, things, hardware working on electricity? So exciting. The feeling of sanded surface was the most satisfying part of the process. That's where you got to test the results of all that grinding. Little bit priming, and then the tank is in a state where it only needs some red paint. I can't wait to show you the painting with red, the difference is so huge. Once the tank was done and ready to be painted, it was time to move to the frame and the other parts. The frame requires similar process to the tank. First I had to get rid of bigger dents and then the primer. After the primer, the smaller deformation had to be smoothed and sanded, and primed for the last time before the beautiful red paint. By the way, did you notice at any point that I had changed the frame number to another? It's pretty long story though, but I will get to it. Throw comments down below why you think the frame number had to be changed. I will return to this story in the future episodes. Perhaps in the engine episode? Would that be a hint? I don't know. And speaking of comments, I'm anxious to hear what you think about the commentary on this video. Do you find the commentary track interesting or perhaps completely useless? Throw me some comments, I look forward to your feedback. Just few more sweeps of water sanding and all the parts are ready to be painted with the original color of this moped. But that had to be left in the next episode because this video is starting to be a bit long.
And that's it. We have come to an end of the very first video of Anselm Restoration channel. It has been so much fun to do this video and this project, and I am very pleased to see where this project is going. I never believed that I could achieve these nice results, but with patience and dedication, people can do awesome stuff, don't you think? I'm so proud of myself. I'm so pleased with the base work and primed parts. And about the dedication, it was so much sanding and grinding and repeating all those stuff that my hand still hurts. It almost drove me crazy, but now when I see the results, I'm so glad where this project is going. And in the next video, I'm going to paint and polish all those parts, and I promise you they will look awesome, so don't miss the next episode. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, please hit the like button down below and consider subscribe the channel and hit the bell button for the further notifications for the future videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in next video. Take care, guys.